I stood there in the dimly lit lobby of First National Bank, my hands trembling like leaves in a winter storm, clutching that worn-out debit card as if it were my last lifeline. It was Christmas Eve, 7:45 p.m., and the world outside was a blur of twinkling lights and holiday cheer. But inside me, everything was crumbling. My daughter Sophie, 9 years old with eyes that had seen too much already, squeezed my hand so tight it hurt. My son Jack, just 6, buried his tear-streaked face in my coat, his small body shaking with sobs he couldn't control. We had nowhere to go. No home. No warmth. Just $12 in my purse and the bitter cold seeping through the glass doors. 2 hours earlier, I'd been in our suburban home in Seattle, wrapping the last of the kids' presents under the tree. The house smelled of pine and cinnamon, a fragile illusion of normalcy. Then David showed up unannounced, his sleek BMW pulling into the driveway like a predator stalking its prey. He wasn't alone. Sarah, his 26-year-old assistant-turned-mistress, stepped out beside him, her designer coat screaming money I could never afford. Behind them, a moving truck rumbled to a stop. My heart plummeted. This wasn't supposed to happen, not yet. The divorce papers gave me until January 5th to move out. But David had that smug grin, the one that always meant he'd found a loophole. Change of plans, Emily, he said, brushing past me into the house like I was nothing more than a doormat. My lawyer spotted a clause. I can take possession now. You've got 1 hour. I begged him. Right there on the living room floor, knees hitting the carpet. David, please. It's Christmas Eve. The kids, their presents are here. Just one more night. He laughed, a cold, hollow sound that echoed through the room. Sarah smirked from the doorway, avoiding my eyes. You should have thought about that before wasting 15 years being a dead weight, he spat. Sophie heard every word. I saw the light dim in her eyes, that innocent trust shattering like glass. The movers started hauling in their stuff, furniture for their new life, while I scrambled to pack what I could. Jack watched in confusion as David yanked his handmade paper star off the tree and tossed it into the trash. This crap goes too, he muttered. We left with garbage bags of clothes and a few toys, the kids crying as the door slammed behind us. Homeless. On Christmas Eve. That's how we ended up at the bank. Desperate for any miracle. My fingers fumbled in the depths of my purse, brushing against that forgotten plastic card. My mother, Eleanor, had given it to me 6 years ago, during one of her last lucid days in the hospital, battling pancreatic cancer. Emily, don't touch this unless you're at rock bottom, she'd whispered, her voice frail but fierce. Nothing left. Promise me. I nodded, tucking it away, never imagining I'd need it. But now, this was it. I approached the counter, legs like jelly. The teller, Mr. Harold Jenkins, a kindly man in his 60s with wire-rimmed glasses, took the card. He swiped it, typed into his computer, and froze. His face paled, eyes widening behind the lenses. He glanced around, then leaned in. Ma'am, you need to come to my office. Now. Bring the children. His urgency sent a chill down my spine, mixing fear with a flicker of hope. We followed him down a sterile hallway, Sophie whispering, Mom, what's wrong? I had no answer. In his small office, Mr. Jenkins closed the door and pulled up files on his screen. This card is linked to a trust fund in your name, set up by your mother. It's substantial. He turned the monitor toward me. The balance hit like a punch, $2.7 million. My knees buckled. I sank into the chair, Sophie and Jack climbing onto my lap. But that wasn't all. He handed me a thick envelope from the bank's safe deposit box. Your mother left instructions. This is for when you had nothing left. Inside were documents, bank statements, emails, photos. That painted a nightmare. My mother had hired a private investigator, suspecting David's charm hid something rotten. She'd uncovered his embezzlement scheme, skimming millions from his real estate firm, hiding it in offshore accounts in the Caymans and Switzerland. Over $8 million squirreled away, evading taxes, screwing over partners. And worse, proof he'd bribed his divorce lawyer, Bernard Hutchins, with $75,000 to rig the settlement. They'd planned it 2 years in advance, shifting assets to make David look broke on paper, ensuring I got scraps. Tears blurred my vision. Eleanor had seen through him when I couldn't. She'd sold her assets, funneled everything into this trust, all while dying. A sealed letter trembled in my hands, her handwriting shaky. My dearest Emily, if you're reading this, I've gone, and you've hit the bottom I feared. I always knew David was poison. He dimmed your light, convinced you to drop art school, to give up your dreams for his. I dug into his business, connections from my old accounting days, and found the rot. He's stolen millions, hidden it all. And that affair with Sarah? For years running. He bought her a condo with dirty money. Worst, he plotted your ruin with Hutchins. Use this evidence. Fight. Reclaim yourself. I love you, Mom. The weight of her sacrifice crushed me. She'd known, prepared, protected us from beyond the grave. Mr. Jenkins gave us hot cocoa. Let us sit as I absorbed it. That night, we checked into a hotel on the trust's dime, the first warm bed since eviction. But sleep didn't come. Rage simmered. Slow and deep. Fueled by years of belittlement. Of being called useless while I raised our kids. Supported his climb. I met David 17 years ago at a gallery show in college. I was 20. A graphic design major. Nerves raw as people critiqued my pieces. He sauntered in. 24. Already in finance. Suit sharp as his ambition. He stared at my favorite painting, a swirling abstract of lost dreams, and said, "This is genius. You're going places." His words hooked me. He was confident, promising the world. We married young. I dropped out to support his startup dreams, waitressing until Sophie came. "Stay home," he urged. "It's best for the family." I did, pouring my soul into motherhood. PTA meetings, homemade everything. His business boomed, luxury cars, bigger house, but he grew distant, critical. "Can you do anything right?" He'd snap over a missed spot on the counter. My mother warned me subtly. "Emily, does he value you?" she'd ask during visits. I brushed it off. But she persisted, especially after her diagnosis. Now I knew why. 6 months ago, David dropped the bomb. I want out. No remorse. His lawyer painted me as a freeloader, no job, no assets. The judge bought it. Minimal alimony. Shared custody. House to him. I was blindsided. Left scraping by in a tiny apartment until the eviction clause hit. With the envelope's arsenal. I called Patricia Hayes, the lawyer my mother recommended. Her office overlooked the Puget Sound. All polished wood and power. "Your mom was a force," she said, scanning the docs. "This is airtight. Fraud. Bribery. Evasion. We'll bury him." We filed motions that day, freeze assets. Reopen divorce. By afternoon, a judge signed off. David's empire halted. His call came that night. Voice venomous. "What the fuck? Emily? Cops at my door. Accounts locked. This you're doing?" I stayed cool. Recording as instructed. Just the truth surfacing. David. The hidden millions. The bribe to Hutchins. Sarah's secret house. Silence. Then panic. How? Nobody knows. Mom knew. She investigated for years. Evidence is with the courts now. He exploded threats. Curses, but his bluster cracked, revealing the coward beneath. Sarah bailed within hours, packing her things from the house he'd given us. Poetic. Really. The case unfolded like a slow burn. Tension building in depositions where David's lies unraveled. He aged overnight. Suit hanging loose. Eyes darting. In court 2 months later, Judge Elena Ramirez didn't mince words. Mr. Lawson, you've defrauded your wife. The system. Everyone. Original settlement voided. You owe Emily $5.2 million, half the assets. Alimony. Child support. Damages. Full custody to me, him. Supervised visits pending trial. He leaped up. Face twisted. You can't. But she could. Gavel down. David got 6 years for fraud, Hutchins. 4 for corruption. Sarah vanished. Rumors of a fresh start elsewhere. With a windfall, nearly $8 million total, I bought a craftsman home in a quiet Seattle suburb. Art studio bathed in natural light. Sophie and Jack thrived, decorating rooms with dinosaurs and stars. I revived my design firm. Clients pouring in. My creativity unleashed after years dormant. Visits to Eleanor's grave became ritual. Kids begging for Grandma's hero story. She saved us, I'd say. Voice thick. Because love plans ahead. One evening. Post-bedtime. I opened the blue-wrapped box from the safe deposit. Inside, my old college paintbrushes. Preserved. With a note, paint your future. Emily. You've won. Tears fell. But they were release. Not despair. Revenge wasn't sweet, it was heavy. Laced with loss. I'd paid in years of silence. Betrayal scars deep. But emerging? That was freedom's bitter price. Worth every ache.